Funday live stream from the seemingly end of the world here in British Columbia, Canada. I hope everyone is doing well. We are alive here at Potsquatch Growers. Everything is all right. Just looking for where I put my silly tripod, which I just moved. This is what I get. You try to organize and you lose everything. Ah, there it is. All right, everybody, give me 2 seconds here. We're going to be back into the normal show here, and we'll be playing catch up with everybody. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day and doing well. We will be sitting here with you in the chair in 2 seconds. As you can tell, we are currently using the cell phone. One, because I'm kind of working on fixing everything up and organizing down the lab right now. And it's been a crazy week here at Potsquatch Growers, everybody. We have been dealing with a natural disaster, the likes of which have never really truly been seen here in British Columbia, Canada, okay? It's been crazy, I'll tell you that much at least. It's been quite a week. I'm sorry that, we weren't able to bring you the Wednesday show. I had no power. No power means no internet here. And, but we're here back. We're here now on the Sunday, bringing everyone the show. So let's go back real quick and we'll say hi to everybody that has popped in and said hi so far. All right. What's happening, Barf Merkel? Good to see you, my friend. I am doing well. I am surviving in the weird apocalyptic seeming times here in British Columbia, Canada. What's happening, Eddie Evans? What's up, Dr. Potness? What's happening, Blasted Puffin? Thank you, everyone, for all your kind words, by the way. All right. What's up, M-Man Grown? What's happening, Chris Barton? All right. What's happening to Look? What's happening to Dude Grows, or Happy Dude Grows? What's happening, Chris V? What's happening, Aussie Lone Wolf? What's up, LST UK Big Bud? What's up, Self-Made Buds? What's happening, Aaron Smith? Big A, everybody. Big A will be here hopefully tomorrow, and will be joining us for the Wednesday show. So we're going to actually have a special guest in studio, and you will all get to know one of my oldest best friends that knows me longer than almost anybody. All right. What's happening, Alvin Mace? Good to see you. What's up, Wonky Donkey? What's happening, Dirty or Catfishing? What's happening, Jamie Morrow? What's happening, Joe Johnson? What's happening, Brad Pearson? What's happening, Aussie Lone Wolf? I find your emoticon of the petrol funny, because we're actually on fuel rationing here in British Columbia right now. Only 30 liters to the visit to the gas station right now. Yes, that's right. If you have any questions about how to cook, do culinary, or anything, Big A, who's going to be coming on the show on Wednesday with us, is one of my oldest best friends in the world. We truly discovered weed together back in the day as kids. And at the end of the day, this man probably knows me better than almost anyone in the bloody universe. Not to mention, he's also a world-famous Red Seal chef who is probably, arguably, he wouldn't say this, but he's an idiot. No offense, Aaron. But probably one of the greatest up-and-coming chefs that Canada has seen out of our Canadian peoples in a very long time. What's up, Shiz? How you doing? Dirty or Catfishing says, how about a fight with Grandmaster level? I don't know who they are, but I'm willing to fight anybody. I don't care how big they are. I mean, if they're really, really tiny, I don't know if I can do it out of good conscience, but I'll take on anybody. Big A himself can be my sparring partner, so if I can prepare for a fight against him, we'll be okay. He's not the world's tiniest man. The nickname is well deserved. So, all right. Anyway, my friends. So let's. I'm just going to take a minute here, I think, to catch up everyone here with what's going on. A lot of people, I'm assuming, maybe some people who don't really know me and don't know the channel overly well, were probably, bring it on, Big A. We're like, oh, motherfuckers just being inconsistent and not being professional. No, that was actually the farthest thing from, actually. So basically, what ended up happening here in Hope, British Columbia, so as you all know, we had some crazy forest fires this summer. So those forest fires, combined with the pipeline that has destabilized Mother Nature. So basically, all the foliage, all the trees have been burned away. And that, combined with the destabilization of all the work that's been done on the pipeline they're trying to build, basically, Mother Nature gave way. All the mountains and everything collapsed. mudslides, landslides, hardcore flooding. And we were the first to be locked out from the rest of the world. So basically, Tuesday morning, funnily enough, myself and were meant to be in town, actually. So, sorry, I'm just trying to get angles right and be comfortable. It's been a long week, so I'm not feeling guilty about being comfortable in this show and just sitting in my chair. But basically, Miss Potsquatch left at 4:30. I was going to be on the road at 5. And if we had left any earlier, we would have been trapped in the mudslides and landslides along Highway 7 into Vancouver. Luckily, it happened just before we got there. So Mrs. Potsquatch gave me a call. And she goes, "Baby, I'm coming home." I said, "Why? What's up?" And she goes, "Highway 7 is closed." And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about? Highway 7 is closed." So basically, shit hit the fan here hard, people. Close to 2,000 people. The news says 1,100. I live here. It was 2,000 people. We're stranded here in Hope, British Columbia, Canada. All the highways were gone. Coquihalla Highway up north is gone in many sections. The Othello tunnels are gone. The Othello, a bunch of homes in the Othello area, and the Othello RV park is basically gone. The Coquihalla River rerouted because of landslides, and it's all gone. So it's been an interesting time. We were out of power. Everything went down. Luckily, we had the backup generator, which in and of itself was, don't worry, Einstein, I have plenty of armaments. You don't need to worry about that. I am a Canadian after all. So I'm not worried about any of that stuff. But someone siphoned the gas off my generator at the start of all this shit, and they ran all the gas down through the carburetor into my oil. And so here I am sitting in the dark in a storm, in the end of the world, right? Trying to drop the oil down, out, and I had to get my hands on a bottle of 10W30 for my generator to make the stupid thing work. We got it fixed and up and running, so it was okay. But it's been some crazy times, everybody. A lot of people were trapped here with absolutely nothing. So I spent my week doing community rescue and outreach, and cooking a lot for the shelters as well for people. So, making batches of food that I could. I used to run a soup company for a really long time, so I've been known to make a pot or two of soup. Making food for everything, and then I kind of day 2 realized a lot of these truckers, the people that are the lifeblood of our supply chains of anything, are all trapped out on the exteriors of towns because their rigs are so big, and there's only so much room here in Hope. You can only accommodate so many giant trucks in a tiny town, and they couldn't leave their loads or come in to get food. So then I started cooking. Mrs. Potsquatch jumped into action as well. She was cranking out pancakes, and we were delivering food and breakfast out to the truckers. And then I brought some doobies with me to help people feel a little bit better as well, and cooking for the shelters and doing all that kind of stuff. And so it's been a crazy week, dudes, dudettes, Z's, theys. I'll tell you, it's been an interesting week, to tell you the fucking simple of it. But we are Canadians. We will persevere, and we will survive. I will give you all the heads up now. Hey, it's my boy Kelly. What's up, Kelly? Kelly's my friend from down the road. He's one of my local homies and brothers and fellow growers, and we've been living through all this craziness the last week. And I'm going to give everyone the heads up that there is technically another atmospheric river. That's what they're calling it. I haven't ever heard that term until this happens. It's actually quite astute, actually, if you think about what it means. There's so much moisture in the atmosphere of the air. It's like a river. So this one is meant to hit the north coast, but with the fart from the wind, it will be where we are now. Things could get worse. I'm not worried about it. We will survive. But I'm just letting everyone know we will be here on Wednesday for the show. If everything doesn't hit the fan, okay? But there is more bad weather coming, okay? There is going to be quite potentially another shutdown out here. But Uncle Potsquatch, okay. Our house had zero flooding issues. I didn't have any leaks in my basement at all. Everything's bone dry here. Okay. We do have a backup generator. We are stocked up on food. Okay. And I'm fully prepared and ready to jump into action to help other people in town when we need to. So, long story short, it worked out. One second here, everybody. I'm just reading to make sure I haven't missed anything. Eugene Dolan, Highway 7 or Highway 1 were kind of our main connections to town. I typically like to take 7 because I find it a nice drive. But what's up, Midnight? Good to see you. Well, that's the thing. Threshu, there's literally no way to bring things in. When we get shut off here in Hope, we're a major hub of all the highways. So if everything gets shut down here, there is no way through. We live in the mountains, and when she goes, buddy, she goes, and she went this time, everybody. The other day we were doing a bunch of reach out to people who lost their homes, trying to salvage what we could out of destroyed homes. My buddy Chris was down there for days helping them. Big shout out to Chris, Jordan, and all the other guys that were down there in Othello, really kicking ass and taking names. It's been a beautiful testament, I think, recently to the people of this town. As many may be aware who know Hope, I mean, the town's been very divided over some of the COVID things and different thoughts on things. But once this shit hit, once the disaster hit, once everything shut down, none of us fought about anything anymore. We just jumped into action and did what we could. Our local municipal city council and mayor did nothing. We didn't hear from the mayor of our town until day 4. Peter Rob, whatever the fuck your name is, you're useless. You're a joke. I will be running for mayor in the next election, and you will not be keeping your job. The province did next to nothing to help us. They say they sent military. We never saw military up here. The few people that really stood up would be the search and rescue people, the local pilots, the local people who owned boats, the local community, opening their homes to people in need, families in need, feeding people with what we had in our pantries. You might be seeing on the news a lot of panic buying's been going on, and that's true in the places where there wasn't an issue. Vancouver was panic buying, Abbotsford was wiped out, so that there was no panic buying. I don't think in Abbotsford there's like half of it's gone, but if you go over to other parts that weren't underwater, right, like all this panic buying was happening. That never happened here. It was really quite beautiful to see. Everybody took a little bit and what they needed, and it was a week, guys. Girls season days. I mean, I won't lie to you, Uncle Potsquatch, in my 33 and a half years, I've never witnessed anything quite like what this last week has been for us here at Potsquatch Growers. Don't worry, the babies and the plants are still alive. They got a little rough, but we took care of them too, and everything's still going, and everything's okay. So we're going to be able to get back to our normal content or normal growing for everybody really, really, really soon. And everything's fine. But it's holy shit. It was a fucking week, everybody. It was a week, and then next week could be another one of the weeks like we just had if we get hit by this oncoming atmospheric river that they're calling it, right? So, but everything's all right. We're okay. Plants are alive. We haven't killed them, and the people of Hope have really shown each other what we can do in a hard time, in a situation, and I was honored to call everybody in this town, regardless if we agree on things or not, my neighbors, and we came together and worked really hard, and we were able to help those in need with what little we had. And so I mean, it's an event, everybody, the likes of which that has never really ever been truly seen. Yes, there was a bad flood in 1990, but it was nowhere near as bad as this one was. I would say this is arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, natural disaster ever to hit Canada. Definitely the province of BC at bare minimum.
It's going to be the most expensive one we've had. I think they're pegging the price tag on this one as $6 to $8 billion to fix shit. A lot of people have lost their homes. A lot of people have lost everything. We were very, very blessed and lucky to not have that issue. Um, there have been people losing their lives. There have been kids who've died. There have been families and people who've passed, and a lot of animals too. We're a big farming community in different sections out here, and a lot of animals have died. But the local farmers kicked it into action, even when local law enforcement was trying to stop them. We fucking fought, and we went in and said, "Fuck you, police. We're gonna get her done." Shout out to the Sismas, the Postmas, the Gemsmears, down helping out the people in Sumas, saving the cattle, using jet skis and boats and anything you had to try to help relocate animals to a safe place. And it's been a surreal experience, everybody. Don't worry, we can have a normal show and talk about weed. I think I just needed to take a little bit here to share with everybody what's been going on. And, you know, but fuck, we're still here, baby. We're still Canadian. And we're still kicking them. And, yeah. But anyway, so I guess we can move on from that. But it's been a weird week, everybody. But just know that I'm sorry that we didn't bring you the shows and the normal content that we do during this time. But know that I was thinking of every single one of you. And I was going to get back on air as soon as humanly fucking possible for us to do so. To one, let you know we're not dead. And two, just to get back to business as usual. And I'll also share a lot of you who were aware in different countries around the world of what was going on here actually reached out to me, which was very touching and I really appreciated that. We all good, baby. We all good. It's all good in the hood. I mean, it's not all good. There's some shit that's fucked up, but we all good. We all good. We still here. We are fucking Hope, British Columbia, Canada. And we're working on fixing shit and getting there. It's going to be some time to fix all the shit here in West Coast Canada, and we may get fucked again. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a round 2 coming. Actually, everybody, it's going to get real again, but that's all right. I'm stocked up on gas and basic food essentials, and we're good to go. Anyway, let's get back to the show. And I'm going to read quickly all of these messages I've missed. Everybody, I'm reading your messages. Bear with me here. Yeah, so Red Claws, we actually got over 300 millimeters of rain in a day or two. They were saying it's like a month plus of rain in a day or two here. That's what hit us. Happy Dude Grows, I still got beer. No, don't worry. I got into the liquor stores before they got cleaned out. And we got some liquor trucks in before it hit again. So, we're doing okay. Yeah, right? Right, Paddington? We might need to get some canoes, but that's bloody true. I don't got one, but my buddy Cash down the way's got a good canoe, so I'm sure he'll let me borrow it if I really need it. Oh, I know, Threshu. You're all good. Midnight, I mean, I've never used the Gorilla Grow tent, so I can't really speak to their product. And here's the funny thing. I don't know if Mars Hydro's tents got really shitty, but when we did the Mars Hydro experiment way back when that led to the birthing years ago of our lighting brand, one of the funny things was the only thing I was actually impressed by was their tent. I actually thought it wasn't a horrible tent. But either they've gotten real shit, or my God, there's worse tents than that out there, I'll tell you. I've never tried the Gorilla Grow tents, but I have talked to people who've tried them, and they quite liked them. It's mountains where I live, Einstein, and then there's rivers. So there's a lot of big, large rivers where I live, Einstein. Actually, right now, Grow Prodigy, we managed to get the highways cleared to get supplies back up. People were also helicoptering in emergency supplies for families. And long story short, we got some food. So I was actually at the Save On today. Hell, Big A wanted me to cook him a pot roast. And the funny thing is even with the power out, I can cook a fucking pot roast. And so long story short, I actually managed to find the biggest, sexiest pot roast I've ever found in Hope during all of this. So up here we're okay. Vancouver and everywhere else is cleaned out in the stores, I've heard, but we're good. One second here, everybody. I'm just trying to read everything. Oh, I agree, Tony Clifton. One second, everybody. I'm just trying to read everybody's messages here. Oh, Rotten Soul, it was definitely interesting, my friend. Homegrown cannabis, I don't disagree with you. And that's okay. Tony Clifton, a lot of people didn't hear about it. But we're here. Hell yeah, wow. We still going, baby. Sorry, everybody. I'm just trying to play catch up really quickly. What's up, Billy Bong Thornton? Just, living at the end of the world here, Really? Okay, so a couple years ago, the Mars Hydro tents weren't horrible. Everything else they did were complete shit. But, oh no, a giant Chinese company owned by the third largest corporation in China cheaped out on something? I'm shocked. Power's back now, Billy Bong Thornton, as you can tell. Power's been back for a number of days. To my understanding, though, because we've been lucky. We haven't had much crazy weather since all this hit. But a lot of the system's holding on by a thread. It would take a fart and a bit, and it's all gone again. So, yeah. So Tony Clifton. The crazy thing about Merritt is I was just in Merritt basically a day and a half before all this hit. I was sitting at the sports bar there, having a few Budweisers, having a steak and spaghetti and meatballs, and then boom. Hey, no worries, local grow guy. I was just catching everyone up on why we weren't doing shows and content wasn't happening, and pretty much the channel didn't seem to release much or anything for anyone, and that there's a very, very good reason for that. But yes. One second here. Grow Prodigy, was it cold? Not really by Canadian standards. I'd say it probably got most days down to like 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. Went down to like 0 or -1 a couple times, but like for we as Canadians, I mean, we can handle shit. So like even West Coast, Canadians can handle the cold, and it's not like all the West Coast doesn't get cold. I mean, if you go up north, it gets quite cold, and we're kind of on that precipice of beginning to become the interior here in Hope, so it can still get somewhat fairly chilly here. Chillier in fucking Vancouver for sure. I was lucky enough to have a backup generator, so anyone who needed to come and stay warm and charge a device was welcome in my home, and that's what we did. So yeah, dude, fucking what's up, Greg? Train tracks were wiped out. Everybody, if you want something fun after the show, try googling the Coca-Cola. Try Googling Highway 3, Highway 7, Highway 1. Google the Sumas Dike collapse and the pump house almost failing and all that shit. You will see some very real footage and some very real images of what's been going on out here. It's been fucking nuts, I tell you that. I mean, I've never really seen anything like that. Billy Bong Thornton, I have never had the pleasure to go ice fishing. I have friends who ice fish, both in the States and in Canada. I have never had the chance to go. Even though I'm a half noof, and I come from literally some of the oldest fishermen of at least the honky breed here in Canada. I like fishing, but it's not, I didn't grow up in my immediate family really fishing much, so later in life, I'm starting to get the chance to kind of learn about fishing and kind of get on that and do all that kind of stuff and all that. So, yeah, local grow guy, we were the first ones cut off from the world, basically. It's funny, Vancouver's like panicking. We're cut off from the rest of Canada. I was like, yeah, all right, well, fuck your big city. And we've been cut off from the fucking whole fucking world for like days now. So calm your titties. It's okay. Yeah, no, and I mean, America was, and this was kind of one of the things that I've heard rumors of. Actually, was the Americans messaged us up here in Canada, like our government, and warned us, saying like, "Hey guys, like the water levels are getting high, like like shit's about to get real," and they didn't tell any of us. Like our government didn't let us know. There was next to no real warning for this. It just came out of nowhere. It's sad but true. There's going to be some changes in local government. I'm pretty sure there'll be a time fairly soon where, at bare minimum, I'll be on city council, but I'm going to be running for mayor of Hope. Fuck this shit. Our town, our community needs true leadership and someone who's ready to handle shit when it hits the fan. But it is a beautiful day currently out here. I'll pop out in the backyard, show you. Like, see, we're all still here. It's okay. The community's still here, everybody. The mountains are still there. But, so basically, like, if you go down this way, there's like a shoulder. See that big or excavator or whatever the hell it is going through there? So that goes to Highway 7. So Highway 7, if you go down and wrap around, and that goes back down over there, that was all wiped out. Highway 1's kind of open now, but, and the Coca Hollow's got giant chunks of it missing. It's been ridiculous, everybody. Absolutely ridiculous. But I was really proud of our local community. Not only did we help everybody and take care of everybody in town that came through, nobody panic bought or hoarded or do anything like that. So it was really good. No local grow guy supply chain stuff's been coming through for a couple days. Slowly, very slowly. I mean, a lot of the highways when they first opened, and it's still essential traffic only right now to town. So it's like, but we've gotten stuff through. I was in the Save-On today. It wasn't quite like it normally looks, but it wasn't that bad. Hell, I found a pot roast. I mean, things can't be that bad if I can find a giant, beautiful, multi-kilogram pot roast of AAA beef here in Canada. So it can't be that bad. You know what I mean? I will give the government a grain of salt. Nothing like this has ever quite happened. So, sure, that can be used as a variable, as a partial excuse, I guess you could say. But, no, yeah, the government shit the bed on this one, eh? Hey, much love and stay blessed. Back to you, Dennis Graham, my friend. Not yet sold price. Some people say it's part of the radio system we installed in the late 60s, early 70s throughout the mountains here, but I don't know. I'm not sold on that. I've still got to go up there to check that. But yeah, well, monorail. I think at the end of the day, any ticketing fees that are going to come out, I will stand with the people of Abbotsford. I will call all my lawyers. I know a lot of people in the legal field. We will fight that. There's no way those fines should be allowed. We are Canadian, and farmers should be allowed. Because the fact is a lot of Canadians have better equipment than the rescue services do. We have better boats. We have better toys. We have better equipment to actually deal with this than our own rescue people and the police do. So the police have no fucking right to be standing in between Canadians trying to help out their fucking fellow neighbor. Shut the fuck up and get out of our way. We're taking care of business because our government didn't. And shame on any police officer who's done that. I've read a lot about that. A lot of my buddies who are the farmers are out there in Sumas trying to help out and with their bolts and everything told me about that too. Oh yeah, Billy Bong. We definitely got fucked with no lube. You could technically get a permit for it, monorail. You just got to do the application fee. As a filmmaker, it's something I've looked into because I'd like to get one because it makes, aerial shots for filmmaking very accessible. But you do have to have a license for it. You're not incorrect. But at the same time, though, there's ways to build your drone and fly it in such a way that it's awfully hard for them to ever know who the fuck's doing it. So, let them try. Yeah, like Sarah Coppin, I'll tell you, everybody, it was kind of funny. Like, things were starting to happen Monday night. And I'd had this weird feeling all day that power had kind of done some weird stuff throughout the day. And I just had this weird gut vibe. kept saying to Miss Potsquatch, we knew both had to go to town. We had, business. She had to be on set. I had to be in studio. Um, and I just kept saying, I was like, there's something coming, honey. Like, there's something coming. I swear to God, this is fucking real. And I was sitting here smoking. There's something going on. This is a fucking thing. This is a fucking thing. And she's like, oh, you're overreacting. You're overreacting. And I wasn't. Like, it hit the fan the next morning, eh? Yeah, Grow Prodigy. I have a 6250 start 5500 watt runner. I can power actually our entire grow at full power plus some. So I invested in a decent backup generator. So any grower out there, that's growing more than a plant or two, if you're a medical patient, whether you're commercial, retail, recreational, personal, doesn't matter, medical, save your pennies, buy them on sale. I got mine on sale. I got like almost $500 off on it. Cost me about $700 with a bit of maintenance. A basic champion generator will not only run enough shit to keep your shit going, it'll run for decades if you take care of it. So generators are a huge fucking thing to have. Also be mindful when you live out in sort of small communities like where I live. I always lived in the city more, so some cocksucker came and fucking siphoned the gas off my fucking generator. If I'd caught him, I would have fucking snapped his neck. Not actually, but I would not be very happy. But which fucked my generator. So I actually was sort of stuck here in the middle of a rainstorm with floods happening and mudslides happening all around the little town that I live in, trying to find one of the only remaining bottles of 10W30 in the town to try to fix it. And I managed to. And one of the funny things was I actually got back from finally getting that bottle of 10W30. Then I got back, and then I found one in my fucking workshop. And I was like, oh my God, you're a fucking idiot. What area are you in, Grow Prodigy, if you don't mind me asking? And if you don't feel comfortable answering that, that's totally fine too at the same time. Oh, certainly, Grow Prodigy. I mean, inflation's real, and I can attest to that. I mean, everything costs a little bit more here in Hope just because it costs a little bit more to get here. And like, if you want to see expensive on goods, and it's been that way for a long time, go up northern Canada. You'll see a gallon of milk going for like $45. Get a box of KD, it's like 28. You got to sell your left arm just to buy a thing of pasta. Well, you feel me happy, dude, Cross. Nah, but see, that's the thing, Grow Prodigy. You got to remember too, where some people will panic, there was next to no panicking here. And my gas actually got siphoned a week before that when people were just being dicks and stealing from people. I had my generator chained up outside and hadn't put it way back into my work shed there. And they hit me when I was away from the house. So there's nothing and I didn't register it when I put it away, and then couldn't get the stupid thing on. But there's just as many, if not vastly more, good people. And like, and if there's anything that's been built and built up currently, which, hey, I think all of us around the world right now, our faith in our in humanity, our fellow citizen, our fellow human, right, has been maybe shaken a little bit, because we all have different opinions on a lot of this stuff, and we're all fairly divided. Hell, I would even say sociologically segregated at the moment, in a sense. But when shit hits the fan, we step up, and this has been a good experience to kind of rekindle my faith in my fellow people. There's a reason why I'm going to be running for mayor to this town. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful town, and we all stood together and we helped each other, and we helped the thousands of people that were stranded here. Our government didn't fucking do shit. Police didn't do shit. Nobody did shit other than us. We, the people, stood the fuck up and took care of business. I'm doing well, Jimmy Jones. Thank you. I hope you're doing well as well. Hell yeah, Greg. By the way, everybody, Greg just had his birthday. I was kind of like without power in the middle of a bit of a disaster, so I couldn't really like wish him like a huge happy birthday. So everybody, let's take a moment and just like wish Greg a fucking happy birthday. I believe he turned what, 59, Greg? Happy birthday, Greg. I hope you had a wonderful birthday weekend, my friend. Well, you know, Grove Prodigy, this is what I'll say in my mind. Maybe we, the human race, is actually starting to truly evolve a bit, because I would say almost no one where I live acted in a negative way. Everyone came together, no matter what color you were, no matter what religion you were, no matter what you thought or what you felt. None of that mattered anymore. We're human fucking beings dealing with a fucking very real fucking thing. And it was so beautiful. And, you know, think about being one of the thousands that were strapped here, and think about how scary that must have been, you know? And they were all super scared and this and that, and then we all kind of quietly showed up, started knocking people's windows. Hey, are you all right? You doing okay? Etc. Right? So, yeah. Oh, it will, Eugene Dolan. I'll put it to you this way. This town's city council, this town's leadership is going to have a fucking reckoning coming, and as will the rest of the political force and leadership of my fucking country. To be honest with you, you know, the audacity of the current mayor of Halifax, everybody. Live stream to the live stream. Yay! See, certain things don't change even if the world ends. You know, have the audacity to come forward with a message on day 4. I'm like, where the fuck were you, bud? You should have been the fucking first one hit the fucking pig. You went and hid in your fucking nice house where the fuck it is. Ignored the community that elected you. We will not forget that. And there's young blood. Young blood coming to town. I'm not the only one here either. A lot of us new folk here in town, we're about to step up. We're going to change some shit. Honor the past, honor the history. But we're going to build a community that's a safe place, that's prepared for this kind of shit. Okay, hit me, Reverend Veritas. Well, Reverend Veritas, I mean, it all depends on what levels you consider a quote-unquote safe level. The one thing I will say is CO2 can be extremely toxic. The thing to really remember when running CO2 is, one, you don't need to necessarily run continuous cycles, okay? You can run them off and on. How I would program it is have your CO2 injection system set up on timers. Schedule in your working time in your lab to specific times where then you can kind of get in there when they're not on. Also remember that CO2 is much heavier than air. So it'll sit there at the bottom of your grow. So small pets, children, animals, be very careful. I would basically personally, when I go into work, I would turn off my CO2 cycles and I'd run a huge exhaust flush out of the system. I would have a bottom mounted exhaust fan to pull out the CO2. Okay. If you want to recycle the CO2 in your environment, pull a fan out and then run it back up and over the top of your canopy. That'll help you save money too. But at the end of the day, be very, very careful on that one. Please be safe. And I hope that helps. That's how I would approach your supplemental CO2 tanks. Oh, Greg, if you missed it, we've all been wishing you happy birthday and shit. Einstein, I mean, you can make a CO2 breather system, as we've often talked about on the show. But at the end of the day, for a real grow, like a big grow, you know, you really need to be running CO2 tanks and injection systems, I mean, to really maximize that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it all depends really at the end of the day on the size variable of the grow. All right, so THC and THCA are kind of two halves to the same coin. Okay, so THCA is a non-psychoactive version of THC. When we naturally decarb our weed, like when we go and we're decarbing our weed for edibles, for example, or when we're curing our cannabis, there's a natural decarbing happening there where an extra carbon atom is dropping off the actual biomolecular structure of THCA and it becomes THC, thus making it psychoactive, okay? THCV, totally its own cannabinoid. But THC and THCA are kind of two sides of the same coin. THCA is the non-psychoactive initial version of it, okay? Also, another thing that will allow that natural decarbing where that carbon atom is dropping off is like, so when we smoke a joint, for example, or we dab straight THCA, they're like, well, but THCA dab or smoking got me high. Yeah, because the heat is activating that decarbing, that carbon atom dropping off, okay? Thus making it psychoactive. Sorry, everybody, I'm just reading. Yes, so Tony Clifton, I still use carbonated water. However, I now use a soda stream unit where I bring in CO2 tanks and I screw them in, and that's how I'm doing my carbonated water now. Homegrown cannabis, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I don't think that CO2 necessarily, but I wouldn't say that though. I would say even on a basic setup at home, having a little CO2 breather system utilizing yeast is going to benefit things for people, and it's going to vastly create a more efficient run for the weed titties. And also too, a fun fact here for you, everybody. If you're ever running into a strain, like for example, a Violator Kush naturally foxtails. It's one of the worst foxtailing strains. Like it foxtails almost so intensely, it's almost beautiful in the end. But if you would like to correct foxtailing, run it in a sealed environment with vastly elevated CO2 levels. And more often than not, that will either minimize or completely eliminate all foxtailing on your cannabis. Fun little fact. What's up, Monty? 420 Australia. Good to see you, buddy. Good day to you as well. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the show, by the way, Glutton for Blood. I hope you're doing well as well. Just making sure I haven't missed anyone's messages there. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, no, it's been real here, everybody. I mean, you know, the titties ain't dead. I kept them alive. They're just over there. I got the babies are just over there. They're doing all right. They've had some choking out and had some issues throughout shit because I was busy for a couple of days. Probably should have fed them a little earlier than I did. So that's where some of the, desiccation has happened. They dried out, but I brought them all back. I have not lost a single one. So that's all right. They're doing okay. A little bit of stress goes a long way. As long as you can bring them back, it's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? There we is. There we go. Ooh, it's hotter than a cocksucker down here right now. I think my wife just turned the furnace on. That's the problem I'm running into here in the new lab down here is it gets very warm because it's underground. I was lucky that I didn't have any flooding in here though. Oh yeah, buddy. At Monty's 420, it has been an interesting experience to say the least. I'll give it that. It's been a very interesting experience, but a beautiful one too. As I was sharing a little bit earlier, if anything has restored my faith in my fellow human being has been watching how our small town of Hope, British Columbia has handled this, because we were basically the first ones to really get cut off by the world. We had landslides cutting us off from everything and trapping people in our town before Merritt was gone, before Princeton was gone, before the Sumas issue happened, before any of that. Like, we were the first ones. And it all kind of hit Monday night, Tuesday morning, right early. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Glutton for Blood. I mean, at the end of the day, the huge fires that we had all summer were part of where the flooding and the landslides came from. That and the pipeline. Because the pipeline combined with all the forest fires and what's been done has destabilized the mountains quite severely here. And the pockets of earth and trees and vegetation that still remain are, well, they don't have much to hold on to as much anymore, right? So, and it's just part of what she does. I mean, the funny thing is, though, Monty's 420 Australia, it wasn't just the floods, though. It wasn't just like a natural rain process. We had like a month's worth of rain in like a day or two here. In Hope, I think we got a little over 300 millimeters of rain in roughly 24 to 36 hours. It was kind of fucked. Like, it was actually fucked, I'll tell you. But hey, we're still here. We're still going strong. So, what's exciting for people to look forward to? Oh, not outside. It's quite chilly here, Greg. It's only hot here because, well, my stupid lab is not built for me. Ceilings are too short. It's too hot. Oh, God. And that's true. I believe that, Paddington, because it's my understanding, Saskatchewan doesn't get much rain. We're used to rain here. We get a lot of rain here. But oh fuck, we got a lot, bud. We got a lot of rain. Yeah, I guess if that's I mean my brain hurts. It's been a long week. Whatever a little over 300 millimeters is, then yeah. But yeah, it just fucked everything right good. There's different areas got different amounts, but Hope got over 300 millimeters. We got pooched, eh? We got pooched pretty good, I tell you. But well, that's the thing here. We got another, what they're calling an atmospheric river approaching the province right now. And it wouldn't take much to push it right to where I am. It's going to hit the north coast, they're saying. But see, once it hits that north coast, there's actually a perfect funnel through the mountains down to where we are. Yes, I believe Billy Bong Thornton Remo lives in Maple Ridge, if I'm remembering correctly. He's out in Maple Ridge. To my understanding, Maple Ridge is completely fine. Crazy weather, little bit of flooding, but nothing really serious happened there. My buddy, he has a big acreage over there in Maple Ridge, and that's where he does all of his car workings and all of that. And yeah. Oh, you're over in Shuswap. Fuck yeah, bud. Just down to eh? Yeah, Maple Ridge is fun. They got some serious weather. Don't get me wrong. My buddy wasn't having a fun time there, but yeah. Yo, what's up, Boston Buzz? What's good in the hood, buddy? I'm just chilling, just doing the show. First show in a while, given everything that's been going on here and stuff, right? But yeah, it's been crazy. Maple Ridge. I mean, I know his house is in Maple Ridge. I would assume he would probably set up a local office in Maple Ridge as well. I mean, I wouldn't want to set up my HQ, as it were, tons far away from my house if I could avoid it. So, and to be fair, I'm pretty sure Remo's done all right in terms of the last number of years of business, so he should be able to buy a few bits of property before it got too expensive out there. So he should be doing okay. Right, Einstein? We could build an ark, but I just, I don't got the right kind of wood for that one right now. Right. Well, I feel you, Paddington. I mean, see, for us, I'm out in Hope, surrounded by mountains, out in the interiorness. Like, they call us interior now. We didn't used to be considered interior, except now we're called interior. So we're the first part of the interior BC now, they say. So. Yeah, right? Glutton for blood. I mean, a houseboat's great. I mean, you can at least try to tend the tides. I just hope you have a reinforced hull to that, because a lot of houseboats are just built on floater pylons and all that kind of stuff, and those things will get pierced right fucking quick. Yeah, they call us interior now. Like, we are straight wilderness. Like, fuck, man, we get bears walk through town all the time. We are in the middle of fuck all nowhere. But they've lumped us into interior now. So we used to be part of the Fraser Valley Health District. We were considered part of Fraser Valley Health. And now they say we're interior health. So we're the first part of interior now. All right. whatever. Doesn't really change shit for us, but still fucking hope. But yeah, everybody, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. It's been a long week, but we're doing well, you know, and we've been doing what we can to help each other, everybody out here, and no, everything's good though. Uncle Potsquatch still here, baby. Fuck it, bring it on, round two. Fuck, bring 400 milliliters of rain. Well, knock on wood. I mean, obviously, I'm not wishing that on any of us, but if it were to happen, we can handle it. We got this shit, bud. We got this shit. You know, that Chilliwack corn is pretty good, but I do miss me some peaches and cream out of fucking Ontario. I tell you, I grew up in London there before I moved out west many moons ago, and God, that peaches and cream is better than Chilliwack, I'll say. Chilliwack corn is good, though. Okay, perfect. So there we go, Christopher Thomas. So then, to Tom, then yeah, roughly a foot is what we got in about a day. Let's be fair, it fucks shit up. Okay, so who here's seen Rambo's First Blood? Okay? So you know the bridge in Rambo's First Blood that he's walking along, and then the cops being a fucking dick to him and shit, and then he takes him out of town, he walks back into town. Remember that whole interchange on that old bridge? That's just down from my house. The river was this far away from the bottom of the bridge. That's a fucking thing, yo. Like, if you look at the normal bridge and where the normal water level is, and then you look at where it was, fucking very, very, very different, my friends. Very, very, very different. Astonishingly so. Hey, big homie 717, we all good in the hood, man. We surviving, man. It's been real. It's been real. It's been crazy. It might get crazy again. We're supposed to get more rain tonight and really get hit with rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, supposedly right now. So things could get bad here again. But we've had supply chains come back into town. Currently, or at least right now, we don't have thousands of people trapped in the town. We were able to get pretty much everyone out that isn't from here, so that was good. Get them back home or to somewhere safe. So we're ready. The town of Hope is like, all right, warm up done, bud. Bring it on, Mother Nature. Let's do this shit, eh, buddy? Like, let's come on now. All right, I just put my hat backwards, right? So I'm ready now. It's called business time. That was a warm up, eh? So we're ready to rock. Fuck it. If it goes bad again, we're ready to kill it. But yeah. Pretty much all of Rambo's First Blood was shown here, shot here, Eugene Dolan, and in Hope, pretty much everything's 5 to 10 minutes away. So, everyone, you know, in Rambo's First Blood, when he jumps the tracks on his little motocross bike that he steals from the dude when he's escaping the cop station, the cop shop, that's literally on my street 3 or 4 blocks down from me. Vastly more anticlimactic in person than it is in the film, but all right, exactly. Well, the great thing about Hope, BC, and shooting films here is like it's foggy or rainy and shitty like most of the year, or at least 60% of the year at least. So it's free ambiance, right? Like it's free ambiance. Hell, I could literally right now hop in my car. I could have everyone in this live stream as long as my data plan didn't crash. At the Hope, the tracks in Hope, where Rambo jumped them on the motocross bike, I could have us there in a minute. 1 minute. It's right there. If I were to walk, maybe a little bit longer. But in my car there, we get there right quick, eh? What's up, Van Island Beauty? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. Well, that's why I kind of made the joke we moved here to Hope, BC, eh? In 1981, they got Rambo. In 2021, they got this guy. Yeah, I mean, I at least find that amusing. I don't know. Exactly 40 years later, Hope, BC got Potsquatch after having Rambo.
At least the one in my head, Dr. Potness. At least the one in my head. The great thing was, though, right before all this shit, shit the bed and shut down, harvest was done, trimming was done, cure was well on its way to being smokable. So I've been locked down in hope with a shitload of dope. Dope is dope and hope, eh? And so, I've been sitting here locked down with dope is dope and hope, and we're doing all right there. You know what I'm saying? So I've been smoking the dope and drinking the beers, and we're doing all right, eh? Doing all right. As you can tell, I'm still trying to tidy and clean up. That's what I'm doing for the rest of the day after the show. Slowly reclaiming the space. Hey, there you go, Dr. Potness. Well, it's funny because I actually started publicly, you know what, I wouldn't, well, maybe attacking, not like venomously or being a dig, just being very real and blunt with the current mayor of the town. And I'm not hiding from anyone in town my intentions. I'm like, you know what, Mayor Peter Robb, you're a fucking joke. You shit the bed. You have no right to be the mayor of this town. This town and this current council needs to be gotten rid of. We need fresh blood, new leadership to lead the town. We need a new council because this will never happen again. The people of Hope will never be left in hell or high water without any support from the local municipal fucking government. And I will fucking personally run against you, Mayor Peter Robb, in the next election. Let's see who'll win. Pretty sure I can beat you. You got 1,300 votes in the last election. Pretty sure I can get that. A fraction of the people in the town that vote. I'm pretty sure the people know I actually give a shit, unlike you. Yep, so I'm not been hiding any of that, I've been telling you. I haven't been hiding none of my opinions on any of that crap, And, there's going to be some changes happening in Hope, British Columbia, I tell you that. Right? In the name of Doug and Bob McKenzie, Potsquatch's going to come in and we're going to make some changes, bud. A lot of cock on the countertop? What do you mean cock? Do you mean crap? If you mean crap, yeah, there's a lot of crap. No, I certainly have not heard from Mr. Canuck about doing an exhibition fight match. One, I highly doubt if he's actually even heard about it. I don't think he pays attention much to the grow community, to be honest with you. I think he just does his own thing. But if he has heard, he hasn't tried to contact me about it. He's welcome to. Hell, shoot me an email. We can have a phone chat about it. I actually just had a meeting with my coach today. And our brother Greg Reed in his show right now. He's going to be the one fucking, my health and wellness coach. So got the fighting coach. We got the health and wellness coach. Ready to rock and roll, bud. Yeah, right? Hashtag boom red class. No, it'll be interesting. Cocking? There's no cocking on my counter. What cocking are you talking about? If anything, they did next to no cocking. They should have cocked in the countertop. I wouldn't have leaks if I got water anywhere. If you mean these, those are CO2 canisters for my soda stream that are empty that need to be returned. These aren't cocking. No, all good. Yeah, see, right? Kona Rider, you got it right. No, it's all good. Soul price. I got a bunch of cacking too, eh? But that's out in the work shed, eh? Well, Billy Bong Thornton, that's a different type of cack, and I got a bunch of that too, eh? I'm equipped for that job as well, but yeah, no, that's a different type of job. Different type of job. Oh, man. But yeah, it's been nuts, everybody. No, I know, soul price. Totally okay. I was just teasing. Here, I'll wipe the front of the other side of the cameras there. But I am excited for the next run. Oh, and somebody actually asked quite recently at the beginning of the show what strains are we rocking the next run. So again, we're doing the K-Town Kush, K-Town by AK-47, K-Town by the 60-40 Indica Sat split cheese. And we're going to be doing some Orange Hindu Kush as well. So we're going to have 4 different strains present on the next run for everybody to watch on the next run. What's up, Jason Houlihan? How you been, man? Oh yeah, no, I still do. Boston Bud's generator needed to be fixed because basically, I guess last kind of where we thought we'd lose power, I pulled it out, had it set up, and chained it up, and then someone came and actually siphoned off my gas, but I had it in the run fucking set up, ready to go. So when they tipped it, a bunch of the gas leaked down through my carburetor and my oil. So when I went to start it up in the middle of all this bullshit, I realized that, I basically have, gas, water, oil in my Jenny. So I had to drop the oil, do an oil change, and obviously put more gas in it. That helped too. But yeah, she good. Working now. Not me. I mean, I'm just working on breeding my own genetics with the stuff we have on here. So my first breeding project that we're going to be doing, I'm hoping for a male. I'm still waiting. I got a couple of ones that may go male to the Orange Hindu Kushes that we popped. I actually popped the Orange Hindu Kushes. I didn't even want a female. I'm looking for a male right now. That's what I'm trying to with the Orange Hindu Kushes, to try to find a male to make it, fuck our Hindu Kush. And that's going to be our first little cross there, and then we're going to go from there. Well, that's the thing, Christopher Thomas. Seemingly most politicians are pieces of shit. That's why I'm going to get into politics, because guess what? I'm far too stubborn to ever be changed by anything. I'll be the man of the people. I'm not going to say a lot of the other constituents may or may not like me, but we will see. Tough shit. I'm not here to serve you cocksuckers. I'm here to serve the fucking people. So suck my cock. Either hop on board or get the fuck out of the way. Change is happening whether you like it or not. Bum, bum, bum. I approach politics like I approach the pot industry. I do it the way I think it should be done. I don't give a fuck what the rules are or what anyone says. I'm going to fucking make it better. Well, that's kind of cool, Aussie Lone Wolf. I'm intrigued. I would love to hear more about that. Sounds like fun. But yeah, so the next run's going to be really good, everybody, though, too. We're going to be seeing some new genetics that we've never grown here, all from our boy Gazes, out of New Zealand. I mean, a lot of, like, the K-Town is all based out of BC genetics from a long time ago that went over to New Zealand, and then Gazers kind of put them together in the K-Town. Probably the one I'm really excited to really see, I mean, the cheese in the K-Town cross, I'm very intrigued by, because cheese was one of the more sat-dom realities that I actually was always quite a fan of. I love the smell of a good cheese. Where most people hate it, it's an acquired taste. I'm very curious to see what this cheese cross with K-Town is, but the K-Town by AK-47, classic Sat strain by a very Indica Dom classic strain. According to Gazers, he calls it Gazers Madness. It can throw either way really hard. So I'm very curious. Caden Crooks at District Records has a bunch of it growing right now too. So I'm very curious to see what we get out of those ladies. I'm very curious to see what happens. John Boy, that's fucking dope. That's pretty fucking cool, buddy. Well, hey, if you get a female and a male out of those, make them fuck. I'll trade you something for it. That sounds really cool, John Boy. I'd be curious to play with that. Dude, I'd be honored, Aussie Lone Wolf. I'll send you something back, man. I got lots of things on hand I can send back, so. Ooh, Paddington. That sounds like fun, too. Because blue cheese,
Again, almost like it as much as cheese because, as everyone knows, big fan of blueberry indica, um, and a proper blue cheese. Like those were two weird marryings of of terpene profiles that just worked so well together. That blueberry hitting it, then crossing that with that cheese, funky, skunky, and monkey. Mmm. My God, a proper blue cheese has got to be also one of the most interesting smelling cannabises I've ever come. And smell and taste to me is the most important thing. I mean, yeah, sure, yield is important, potency is important, I guess, but really at the end of the day, oh no, I have to smoke more of something that smells and tastes amazing. That actually almost sounds like a beneficial thing to me. Um, you know what I mean? So, that's kind of where my brain's at on this shit. What's up, Sam Badly? Bad, bad dilly, bad dilly, bad dilly. However you say your name. I apologize if I'm saying it wrong. What's up, Visible Farms? How you doing, buddy? But yeah, so also at U Paddington, I got a number of different things I could trade you back on that one too. Incorrect, homegrown cannabis. Cheese comes out of the skunk number one family. However, it is in no way skunk number one. It is not the original skunk. It is one of the many things that were offshoots out of the original skunk. But it would not be the original skunk. It is the predecessor of skunk. But cheese comes from the skunk family, most certainly. And but I would not make that claim because I actually have the original skunk here. At least what says it is. It's at least 30 or 40 years old. So I'm hopeful when we bust those beans out and try to breed them. But long story short, I wouldn't say that cheese is the original skunk because it's not. It's workings from that genetic line and family traits for sure. It owes its funky monkey to the skunk terp profile, 100%. But I wouldn't say it's the original skunk. It's one of its children. Well, actually, Christopher Thomas, it's kind of funny. Back in the last election between Trump and Biden, there was a big movement in the Potsquatches in the States, Potsquatch for president. And there's even, if you go on Reddit little sub lines my wife found where people were like talking about Potsquatch president. There's actually someone standing outside the White House under this giant like fuck Trump sign. If you like zoom into the picture, dude standing there with a sign, Potsquatch for president, right outside the White House. I always said to America, if you change your constitution, I'll give you guys 4 years. I'll come try to fix your country for you. Then I got to come back and try to fix mine. But you guys are our cousins. We're very similar in a lot of ways, and I would be honored to try to help. Gotta prepare your shit for some real shit, though, because I'm gonna fucking rock some heads down in America. We're gonna be changing some shit, well, putting some other shit back. I mean, it's gonna be weird, but it'll make you better, it'll make my country better, make everybody better, so. No, I feel you, Jason Houlihan. That skunk smoke can be quite heavy. I always found, though, that the skunk, with the way it came, I actually found that with the right type of long-term cold cure on an older style skunk, I was actually able to eliminate some of that roughness while keeping all of the actual aspects of the smoke to it. So it wouldn't be like a sledgehammer to your system, but you can still get all that fun, like, oh yeah. Yo, what's up, Welder Tom? How you doing, buddy? Welcome back to the hood. Hell yeah, buddy. T-Matek, Welder Tom. Yeah, Paddington. I would be honored. I've got a bunch of shit, like I said. Much of it F1 that I could send back for you to also find something to work with as well. Yeah, shoot me an email, potsquatch420@gmail.com. Let's do a trade a Rooney. I'm definitely down with that. That sounds sexy. UK Genetics, you should just send me an email with some pictures of it. I'd love to see. Are any of my mods here? Soul Price is. Soul Price! Can you type my email for me? Because it won't let me type
on this. Could you do that for me, Soul Price? Please and thank you. Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. Well, like, I still got your bottle of vodka right here, buddy. I don't really drink vodka, so. Oh, fuck it. Nah, but it's been crazy there, bud. I'll tell you, buddy. It's fuck. I'm assuming you've heard about what's been hitting here, man. We were locked out from the world first day with all this crap. It was fucking nuts there, Tom. I tell you, buddy, it got real right quick, but. Oh shit. Thank you, Soul Price. I love you. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, no, Jason Houlihan, you can rest assured I've been smoking a bunch of that Hindu Kush. T-Max, like shitty, what's going on? Oh, bro, dude, we fucking had the worst natural disaster, arguably, maybe even of the history of Canada, at least the history of BC, just happened, and we may get fucked in the next 24 to 48 hours. But landslides, mudslides, flooding, things are destroyed. People lost their homes. A lot of people have died. A lot of livestock has died. It's been real, man. Go Google it. Google Highway 7, Highway 1, Highway 3. Google Princeton. Google Merritt. Google Sumas Doik breakdown. You'll feel me. Ooh, nice local grow guy. You can email me some pictures of that too. That'd be sick. Love to see. I also love, by the way, everyone just seeing pictures of what everyone's working on too. New and old Potsquatches, new growers, old growers. I love seeing everybody's experiments and what you're working on. Like, I mean, I think over the last 5.5 years of being the Potsquatch on the internet for everyone. Yes, that one. That's the one. Soul Price, perfect. It's one of my favorite things to see, and just what you're all working on, and it's just like it brings such joy to my heart to see what you're all doing at home, and it makes me very happy to see you excited and having fun and enjoying with all of that, etc., etc., etc. Jason Houlihan, what you mean, bud? I don't understand. Wait a minute. Oh, no. There we go. Sorry. I confused myself. And that's just on me. Ah, good times, good times. Oh, it got unfocused. No, and I feel you, Paddington. I mean, I got a lot of buddies who are really into the BHO. I'm against all solvents, right? So, I mean, I don't even like. I mean, I'm still getting more than decent enough returns on my stuff. Plus, I mean, I'm a rosin maker, right? So, whether I'm pressing flour, whether I'm making dry ice keef, whether I'm making bubble hash, whatever I'm pressing, I'm only a true advocate, obviously, of rosin. I'm against any form of base solvent because it's impossible to fully purge everything from it. It's just impossible. It's just scientifically not possible. So, but again, I'm not against it. I mean, hey, if that's what makes you happy, I say go for it, right? It's just for Uncle Potsquatch with what I smoke and what I make. I'm just a rosin prick, Yeah, no, I've got a lot of emails, Soul Price. Don't feel bad. I have like 9 of them, so. Really, bro. Hell yeah, buddy. Give me a shout sometime, Tam. Much love, buddy. I hope you're doing well, eh? Time for another live stream during the live stream.
by the way, on Wednesday. One of the most up and coming chefs here in Canada. And it's going to be a joke. Yeah, John Boy, right? Like, for me, with making traditional hash oil, the first time I made it, I was 13. I didn't do a great job on it. But then over the years, developed my own thing. So how I make ISO, because I make it quite large batches. So I do my initial cook down, obviously. And then I actually transfer into jars, reduce down in jars in kind of a double boiler style almost system. Well, it's not a double boiler. Well, it kind of actually is, technically. But yeah, that's what I do. Tony Clifton says Wednesday, will the chef be cooking? Actually, the funny part is I was actually a head chef too. So part of my buddy coming out to visit me is I'm going to be cooking for him. I told him, when you're in my home, I'll cook for you. But I will be hopefully flying down on the next season. He's the head chef of the biggest golf course in Prince Edward Island. He basically took a restaurant that was losing 140 to 180 grand a year for a decade. And during a pandemic, the first year turned a profit. And then the second year brought the entire local community back and took a average tea time sales from the bar and restaurant of $6 to $34. So long story short, the man knows what he's doing. Growing up when we were stoners, he was the buddy who could take random shit in a cupboard that he found and make the tastiest food that you could ever imagine. But I'll probably do predominantly most of the cooking when he's here. But I don't you worry, when Uncle Potsquatch flies down there, I'm going to make him cook for me. That's true, John Boy. You are not wrong. I never did the Nanaimo bars yet. We could do 100% a Nanaimo bar thing as well. One thing, I love me a gumbo and I love grits, so we could totally do that sometime, Tony. I was actually, this is maybe a month or two ago, a lot of people were asking if I would do some Potsquatch's Cannabis Kitchen episodes again, but do them more like a Christmas themed baking or cooking thing. So I actually think this month, in the month of December, we're going to release a couple, 2 to 4 Potsquatch Cannabis Kitchen episodes, and we will do some Christmas baking with marijuana. It's gonna be shit that'll fuck up St. Nick. It's gonna be like, you make these cookies for Santa, that motherfucker's gonna be high as shit flying his sleigh, you know? It's gonna be good. So that was actually requested by a number of people a number of shows ago. But yeah, it'll be good. Well, and thank you, Jason Houlihan, because, at the end of the day, as simple as that tincture creation is, it is probably arguably one of the greatest things I've ever invented in terms of just a way to do it. I have, with that tincture, gotten 5 people off surgery lists, 2 of whom had stage 4 cancer and are now cancer-free. So it's simple, but it works. Follow my RSO video or traditional hash oil video. Just do everything I do. Then follow my tincture video. And I have now gotten 5 people off the surgery list, 2 of whom were stage 4 cancer patients, and they are now cancer-free, 100%. One is cancer-free for 1.5 years now, and I believe the other one is 8 or 9 months. Shit works, guys. Girls these days. Shit fucking works. I like it. The funny thing is, you're my buddy's mom had a shitload of cancer, stage 4. And so my buddy was like, hey, like, my mom's super, Greek and super old and super conservative and super against weed, but she's dying of cancer, so she's willing to try some stuff. Like, what would you do, or what would you make for an old Greek woman who spent her life hating weed? Hey, yeah. Fuck yeah, it's 420. Happy 420, everybody. Smoke them if you got them. And I was sitting there for a while, and I was like, fuck, why don't I just make a basic RSO-based olive oil tincture, slowly bind it together, do it a nice slow go on it, bind it all together, I think that would be the great thing, because what can I say to this old Greek woman? Well, it's got fucking extra virgin olive oil in it. Just put that in there. And it worked, you know? And she's cancer-free now. She's good to go. It's funny, halfway through her treatment, my buddy's old Greek dad had really bad arthritis. He was like, "Oh, well, can I try some, John? Do you think it'd help my arthritis?" So John called me, and I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah, bud. It'll help his arthritis 100%. So now the dad still takes it all the time. He says it's for his arthritis, and I'm sure it is. But he also quite likes it. It's his favorite time of the morning. Yes, so Einstein, 100%. You totally could do that. So what I would do is I would infuse it a few different ways, Einstein. I would obviously, make a cannabis olive oil, which I've never actually made a video on, by the way. But I can show you how to do that too. Made it many a time. And then use that in your base. Then you can use some butter in there. You can also what I would also oddly do is if I were to do like some meatballs, for example, I would take actually a bit of decarbed keef, and I'm going to mix that in with my meatballs. I'm going to form my meatballs. I'm going to let them sit in with a bit of acid, which is going to naturally cook the fats in the meat and help it to naturally fucking bind all together. A little Worcestershire sauce, drop of vinegar, a few other little things, and then you keep that in the fridge for a couple days. Then you roast them out. Trust me, I could make you a pasta sauce. Like I do this dish that I actually took out of a book from years ago called Rasta Pasta. It's more of a cream-based sauce and all of that, but you should try my weed bolognese or my weed balls. Wait. My weed meatballs. There we go. Yeah, no, homegrown cannabis. That's awesome. In that, I'm happy she's done doing her radiation, and I hope she's doing okay. And I, make her a tincture with the olive oil, because when it's not smoke, it's just going right through sublingual absorption, right into the bloodstream, right into where it needs to go, and it will help. That's right, Boston Bots. That's a spicy meatball. Hey, Einstein, you should see what happens when I make my version of a Swedish meatball with weed in it. With my Swedish meatball sauce. It's not really a Swedish meatball sauce, but it's kind of similar, though. And I actually do it with my cannabis-infused barbecue sauce as part of the base when I build that sauce. No, not to my knowledge, Paddington. I mean, Delta 9 is Delta 9, regardless of how we imbue it, I guess you could say. I could be incorrect. But at the same time, the wonderful thing about pretty much all the Delta family, okay, that we found, and it's not just Delta 9, it's not just CBD, it's all these other active cannabinoids. They've all found that they actually attack cancer cells. And when one uses a plethora or a broad spectrum of all the cannabinoids activated together, for lack of a better term, it's almost like cancer cells decide to commit suicide and eat themselves. It's actually pretty cool. But yeah. Oh, hell yeah, Monty's 420 Australia. And I mean, and that's where a beautiful shift has been happening, I think, is that these older generations, which were really, really against weed and like spent their lives perpetuating the war on drugs and reefer madness, whether they be sick or they're just curious or they're finally starting to kind of feel more comfortable, like, oh, it's kind of legal now. I can kind of, right? Yeah, so I've noticed something very similar in that regard, for sure. Yeah, well, if you're talking about synthetic THC is very, very dangerous. Do not fuck around with synthetic-made cannabinoids, okay? At the end of the day, we have no need to be producing a synthetic cannabinoid. Our body naturally produces its own cannabinoids. The cannabinoid endocrine system, in and of itself, interchanges and works perfectly with all the naturally occurring ones in plant matter. Okay, don't fuck around with that shit. And if anyone you care about starts talking about that or entertaining that, don't do it. Take the shit from the ground, man. You got to remember, though, big pharma is a very different beast. It's maybe, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the origin of big pharma was there to help people originally. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. But it's not there to try to help or really fix anything, or really truly even help and do it affordably. It's bad for business. So just remember that. Yeah, no, and like that's the thing for me, Pennington. I mean, I'm a pain patient. I've qualified for disability for 14 years now. I've never once taken it. You know, I use cannabis to treat my neuropathic pain disorder. I also used it to beat cancer and not die. And, you know, and it's also fun, and I enjoy it as well. And for me, I'm a drinker as well, and it goes very well with a couple of drinks. So well, I'm in support of all these things. Van Allen Beauty, it was good. It was good. Still haven't heard about any of the auditions I've done recently. Did another one for a thing shooting down in Mexico. Haven't heard anything yet, but I'm still hopeful. I'm still waiting. But that is the industry. 99.9% of the time, no one gives a shit, and you never book. But, you know, one of these days I might have to go visit Greg down in L.A. and then go bar hopping in L.A. and Beverly Hills, and maybe I'll meet some people in the industry and sweet talk my way into having a career. I don't know. Greg can come for a visit. Call your friends, Greg. Tell them I'm coming. Oh, fuck. Sorry. I find myself quite amusing sometimes, everybody. You never know, Paddington. Maybe one day, right? No. We'll start with a visit. We'll see what happens. My number one goal when I go visit Greg in Beverly Hills is I want to try to find the suit store where Chris Farley bought his pimp suit. If it's still there, I need to go. Even if it's just to stand outside because they won't let me in because they know I couldn't afford one. I'm just going to sit there and look and take a selfie. Is Oxycontin as strong as they say? Oxycontin most certainly is a very, very strong opiate-based drug, most certainly. As is Percocets and other things of its similar nature and cousins. I actually am someone where painkillers do next to nothing in my system. So the few times where I have had to incorporate a painkiller with my cannabis to do stuff has always been an opioid-based thing. It's one of the only things that kind of does something. But so yeah, for some it very much is. I'll tell you that it's as addictive as they say. I'll say that. That's what I'll say to you, Einstein. Because you know whether it's effective or not, that depends on the person and their own biochemistry. But I will say though that it is certainly as addictive as they say. Yeah, right. And Monty's 420 Australia, a lot of the Potsquatches over the years that I have taught to grow their own and take care of themselves. Including Texas Pete, who I haven't spoken to in a long time. I hope he's okay. If you're at home watching ever, Texas Pete, I miss you. Please come back. I miss you, buddy. But Texas Pete went from taking 9 to 10, maybe 11 perks a day, down to 0. It took him a while to get off them, but using cannabis, he was able to treat his pain, keep working, take care of his family. And you should have seen him. Once he was finally off those fucking devil fucking drugs, his skin was healthier. He was losing weight in a good way. He was healthy. He was doing well. His mental, emotional composition was better. I mean, it's astonishing. So where opioid-based painkillers very much have a legitimate place, I think, in terms of medicine, I think they have been hugely abused and misused in terms of colloquial medicine. So, sorry everybody, I'm just reading. Wow, Monty, that's heavy duty. But smoke your weed. I agree. I agree, Jason. Smoke the fucking weed, people. I agree, 100%. Well, my friends, my family, we've hit that hour and a half mark, and I've still got a shitload of crap to do here and keep working away. I just want to say I love y'all. We're still here. I'm not dead. We're all still kicking here in Canada, okay? Even if we get again, we are ready. Canada strong, buddy. But everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for letting me know you still give a shit. I agree, JC Smith. Free the fucking weed. My friends, we're going to be, once we get through all this stupid weather crap we're working on right now, we're going to be back in full. We got the babies going. They haven't died. We're going to be firing her up and getting her going hard. But so everybody, remember, the true grower is the forever student. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. The true grower is not afraid to take risks. For if we do everything the same, we lose our ability to be a grower. We become a Xerox machine. We just become a function of production. Remember, true growing, true production is an art form. It is holistic and scientific. It's also just having fun. Play with it. That's how we learn. That's how we expand our horizons. All right, everybody. Keep it fucking real. I love you. Keep it sexy, baby. Peace and love. And word to your mother. I'll see you on Wednesday as long as the world doesn't end. You know what I mean. Bye.